Hello and welcome. This is your general tarot reading for the week from the 28th of January through till the 3rd of February. Finished January already, right? Crazy stuff. I don't know about you, but I feel like a whole year has happened just in the space of 1 month. So interesting times ahead. So today for our reading, I'm using the Shining Angels Tarot. It's a beautiful deck. That's what the cards look like. And I'm also going to be pulling one card from the Akashic Tarot deck just for an overall energy and just to see what messages there are. So I'll just give these a little bit of a shuffle. Now, as I was just asking earlier, while I was shuffling these, about the energies of this week, I was really told about resetting what it is that you want to achieve this year. You know, January we can set a lot of things in motion and a lot of goals and a lot of intent. And then February, just being told this week is a really great week to have a look at those things and see if you're on track firstly, but see what you want to change, because your energy is different now than it was at the beginning of the year. So if you're sticking to some things now that you said a few weeks ago, they may not be in alignment with you anymore because we're changing so fast. If they are, great. What can you do to move them forward? If you're not in alignment with it anymore, then you need to shift that around and change it to something that is more in alignment with your current energy. And it doesn't have to be, there's our first one, it doesn't have to be New Year's Eve to make resolutions, right? Resolutions, new intentions can be made any time of the year, and in fact you can, there's our two, and in fact you can make new resolutions and new intentions every morning, every day, right? It doesn't have to be just once a year, because our energy shifts. Who you are today is not who you were yesterday. Your energy is different, what you're requiring is different, what brings you joy will be different. So things on the outside also will shift. Okay, so let's see what cards we've got. So first of all, we have got the Seven of Wands. Interesting. Of these beautiful cards, we've also got the Nine of Cups. Really beautiful. And we've got the Three of Cups. Interesting cards. So let's have a look at the Seven of Wands first. Now, typically in most tarot decks, Seven of Wands is really about having a look at all those responsibilities that you've got and what you say yes to. And there's typically, someone there, guarding an open door at the back, guarding their freedom. Right? Too much self-sacrificing, too much saying yes, too much taking on other people's responsibilities, being the nice person, right? Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, no problem, right? Too much of that, and really having to defend your freedom each day because you've taken on so much stuff. This card is depicted a little bit differently, and for me, I'm still seeing that the freedom is on the other side of these responsibilities. And but what I'm seeing here in this card is putting up some boundaries. Put up those boundaries, and not a brick wall that's going to keep everyone out, right? But just your boundaries. What are your boundaries? What are your non-negotiables? What will you do and what won't you do? In your authentic truth of your heart, what will you say yes to and what will you say no to? That's really what I'm sensing in this card, and it is about coming from love. Lots of green here and lots of pink, lots of healing, lots of love, and lots of beautiful growth for you this week. So I really feel them because the other two cards are feeling cards as well, right? Because they're chalices. But with this one, I'm just really feeling that you're leaving the old behind. You can see there's some ruins behind here, right? You're leaving the old behind, and you're putting up some boundaries so that you can really have this freedom. It's really interesting with her four things. I don't know what they are coming out of her head there, because 5 is about change, and that's really what I'm sensing in this card for you, is about change this week. And the change will come when you start saying yes to yourself and no to those things that you don't want to do anymore, right? Leave the old behind. Just seeing what else I can see in here. Definitely lots of new growth and lots of blossoming. I'm also just really noticing her necklace, and it's red and it's very grounding. So if you really can stay, really stable, I guess is a good word, stable and grounded as you're making these new decisions. Because if you start putting up some boundaries, and showing up in your authenticity, saying yes when you mean yes and no when you mean no, not everyone's going to like it, right? All of a sudden you're showing up as someone different, and they're going, whoa, they don't want to do that stuff anymore. What's going on, right? It actually just brings up fear in them, so they're not going to want you to change. So if you are not grounded this week, you will probably feel the tension, and you may decide to not put the boundaries up. But it's really important that you do. So stay grounded, stay in that truth of your heart, put the boundaries up for you, put them up for you, right? It's important. And then we've got the 9 of Chalices, and this this is truly a beautiful card. And the 9 of Cups is typically about all your dreams coming true. And in this card, it's really interesting because we've got a couple there, and the angel next to them really pointing up to all the chalices. It's kind of like pointing up to the stars here, right? Pointing to the stars and saying it's all yours, right? Aim for the stars. Aim for the stars this week. Aim higher. Aim higher is what I'm getting. And that's really interesting with the 7 of Wands next to it, because, you've really, I think for some of you, because this is a general reading, I think for some of you, may have been really stuck in this energy without the boundaries, really stuck in that exhaustion or that feeling of being lost in other people's stuff, because maybe you weren't aiming high enough. This is saying, really look to the stars, aim higher when it comes to how you want to feel, right? Aim higher, because you deserve it, and it will come. Whatever it is, your wish is granted. Right? You just have to aim higher, you just have to expect higher, and you have to honor yourself, put up the boundaries, and know that you're absolutely deserving of more. Reach higher, aim higher. And then we've got the 3 of Chalices, which is interesting. And sorry, it's the 2. Interesting, I'm seeing the 3. This is the 2 of Chalices, and this is often about meeting someone. The 2 of Cups is similar to the Lover's card, and it could mean meeting someone, but it could also mean meeting your new self, right? That self-love coming together, and you really saying, yeah, you know what, I'm important, and I'm going to stand up for myself because I deserve it, and I'm going to aim high, and I'm going to put some boundaries in place. or it could mean, it could be for some of you, it could be someone showing up this week. And the reason that someone would show up this week is because you are honoring yourself, putting yourself first, and putting up some boundaries around how you're treated, so that you're treated in the best possible manner, so that you can really grow these new feelings and reach for the stars. And you know, someone will show up with the same energy, and you'll be a beautiful match. So for some of you, that will happen this week. And yeah, it's an interesting card. You kind of looks like they're having an arm wrestle, doesn't it? Kind of looks like a bit of an arm wrestle going on there, but it really isn't. It's an even kind of match. They're seeing each other eye to eye, and really protected here by beautiful, stable emotions. And you know, the orange depicts the sacral chakra, so really stable emotionally and balanced and grounded, and really seeing each other eye to eye in that beautiful loving energy of lots of new growth happening here too. Just like in the first card, lots of beautiful new growth here. So let's see what the Akashic Tarot wants us to know on top of these beautiful cards. I think it's an exciting week coming up, and what a wonderful way to start February. You know, really putting up those boundaries so that you can experience the new things that are coming into your life with more energy and with some rules in place about how you're treated, and really reaching for the stars, whether that's in your work, your ambitions, your love life, whatever it is for you. Aim higher, because it's possible. It's possible. So let me see which one of the Akashic Tarot cards we've got here to seal the deal. All right, we've got the Two of Keys. So typically in the normal tarot, this would be the Two of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is about balance. This is called the Treasure. And it's interesting here because I'm really noticing, you know, he's looking around. Here's the balance, right? He's looking around at all of the stuff and not seeing the light. So here's the balance, and this goes with the Two of Pentacles as well, because the Pentacles is typically about everything physical, so home, money, possessions, your health, anything to do with the physical is Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles is about balancing that and really having that equilibrium in life, so that it's not all about doing, it's about being as well. And this card depicts that beautifully, because you know, this is the light, the inspiration, the ideas, the divine guidance, as opposed to just looking at what's in front of you and getting stuck in that. There needs to be that balance. And you know, this week, if you are kind of everything's a little bit broken in this house, you know, it's kind of, I can see him, you know, the hand on his mouth, not wanting to speak up, right? Not wanting to communicate, to express his truth, really feeling like things are broken. And I'm also seeing lots of flowers in here too, actually, to be honest. Yeah, but he's got his treasure chest there, and it's supposedly empty, right? So we've got this look of, oh my goodness, what's going to happen? My treasure chest is empty, right? The panic sets in. There's that imbalance in money and possessions, in the physical. What am I going to do? So, you know, don't get stuck in that victim or poverty mindset or over what's going to happen, because once you put some boundaries up this week, there are people who aren't going to like it and who may kind of abandon you, I guess. But if you feel out of balance with that, you will be feeling like, oh, yeah, I shouldn't have said anything. You know, now I don't have friends. But if you can really have that balance this week of knowing that changes are normal, and that you always are connected. And I just want to put these cards up again. If you can really understand that these changes that you can make this week to your life, about putting boundaries up so that you know, you're not self-sacrificing all the time, that it really will make a massive difference in what's coming along. Really beautiful emotional fulfillment here, right? So you're going to feel good about it, but not everyone will around you. That you need to find the balance in that. You need to find the balance in that, and just know, and just really, you know, get in touch with that light, and just know that the treasure chest is never empty, despite what it seems. So I hope you have a lovely week. It's been an interesting reading, but the main gist of it is, you know, have a look this week at your list of goals and intentions that you had at the beginning of the year, and if they're still on track, or start some new ones. What is it that you want from this month and from the rest of the year? And what do you need to change? What do you need to put in place? What boundaries do you need to put in place for you to achieve those goals and to really feel good about yourself? Start some new growth in those areas that you want, you know, like in relationships or in work, or at home. All that new, beautiful new growth comes when you really honor and respect who you are. So blessings to you, and have a beautiful week. If you would like a private reading with me, just see all the links in the description box, and I'd be happy to help you out with that. Please subscribe and to the channel, and like the video, and share it too around your friends. They may enjoy it. And check out all the other videos I've got as well. I'm going to be doing some picker cards you may be interested in too, so check all those out. And I will see you next week. Bye for now.